What's up, guys? Axeltoss here with another YouTube video. This is going to be a commentary of one of my personal StarCraft 2 ladder games. I started this yesterday. Episode 1 was yesterday, so if you're looking for more of this, definitely check that out. What I've been doing is I've been playing a lot of ladder games on stream, and then when I'm closing out the stream, I go over one of the ladder games I played. I really analyze it, really commentate it, give my point of view, you know, talk about my thought process, and really dive deep into the strategy. Hopefully it's going to be helpful for everyone out there, from bronze to silver if you're trying to improve, or if you're just trying to have a good time, watch some StarCraft 2. It's going to be a good experience for you. Did PvZ yesterday, doing PvZ today. And the one I've selected with the help of my stream chat, my live stream chat that's going on again if you want to watch live, twitch.tv/Axeltoss. They have helped me decide on this 23-minute, 20-second game against Zkar on New Kirk Precinct. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, we're going pretty hard with the commentary here, so hopefully you guys enjoy. This was I think this was my first ladder game of the day, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Hold on, let me turn my music down a little bit. So yeah, here we are inside it. I am the red Protoss player in the bottom left, playing a Zerg in the bottom right. Yeah, I think this was my first ladder game of the day. I'm not entirely sure, but so I might be a little rusty. I also don't know if I won or lost this one, because this was played so long ago, because I played a bunch of ladder games, then I went straight into casting IEM. So this is one of the ladder games I played before casting IEM, and IEM, the broadcast, was like a 9-hour ordeal. So I don't remember this game necessarily, but that's going to make more fun. That's going to make it more fun. But here we are. New Kirk is the map. Now, I've been dabbling a lot with... Where's the sound? I've been dabbling a lot with Warp Prism builds. I think they can kind of apply to every matchup, and the Warp Prism is a lot better now, and it's a lot of fun. You can do a lot of micro tricks with Warp Prism, So I think that's my main idea. So right here, PvZ. I know it's PvZ. It's not like PV random or anything. I don't generally probe scout. Gonna go for a 1-gate expand. Looking for a 21 Nexus is the idea. Currently boosting out probes, really prioritizing the probes at this point in time. I'm gonna drop 2 gases at 15. So I'm like, all right, let's just get my gateway on the field. Let's get a fast expansion, but let's keep the thread opening of thread open of gateway aggression. Because when you open with the gateway, you get your cyber core faster, you get your warp gate faster. So you have the potential to do pretty early gateway aggression, and sometimes just the threat of that can be really nice. Can be really, really nice against the Zerg player, because they're going to freak out, maybe make a lot of units, and when they're making units, they're not making drones. Also, something I like to do here, which you're going to see, I love getting out my Stalker and really going Overlord hunting. A lot of Zergs can be really sloppy with their Overlord placement in the early part of games, and since you're getting a relatively fast Stalker, it's doable to get some Overlord kills. So, gotta look out for that. You guys can try this at home. Nothing you really want to prioritize if you're in the lower leagues, but it's always fun to do. Get a really early Stalker out and try to kill some Overlords pretty fast. Now, this probe is going to be sent out after that Cyber Core. The main idea behind this probe is, one, find the timing of that third base. That'd be fantastic. If I can see if his third base is down, I can have a better idea of what I want to do. Also, looking for Overlords. So here, I literally see an Overlord there. So like right now in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, that Overlord is heading to the top left. Guess what I have coming out soon? A Stalker. So I'm going to identify, okay, let's go check that out. I'm going to check that out a little bit later. So right now, I'm going to these 2 possible spaces for a third base, seeing nothing there. And then I'm going to check on the status as natural. I may or may not sneak into the main. Obviously, it's nice to be able to see the gas, but I don't worry about that too much. My build is safe enough where if it goes speed or not, I don't care that much. So putting in the Nexus right away at 21, not really being intense on the gases right now. Again, all I want the gas for is Warp Gate and a Stalker, but I want as many minerals as possible for my Nexus. Obviously, a pylon here to put it as my 3rd pylon, since I don't want to get supply locked, and a Mothership Core. So not really prioritizing the gas right now. I already have 124. I'm probably going to add on more gas a little bit later, probably after my 3rd pylon. The idea here being keeping 16 on probe on minerals this entire time is going to be my priority. Keeping 16 on the minerals and then slowly adding on guys and gas. So we can see now I'm down to 15, saturating both my gases. 3rd pylon is down. Straight to Robo. So I'm trying with the Warp Prism stuff. So I'm going straight to Robo here. Of course, the faster you get the Robo, faster you can do Immortal Warp Prism stuff. I'm getting 2 Immortals and a Warp Prism. I'm still working on the timings here, so the timing might not be fleshed out here. I think I've gotten a little bit better. In fact, I think I've been able to squeeze out an Observer. I don't know if I get an Observer this game, though, but we'll keep an eye on that. So we got a Mothership Core coming out. Very standard again, just to get out to... And look at this, here's the Stalker, remember? I said that Overlord was going to the top left before. And now the Stalker's going after him. So my probe's still looking around for Overlords as well. But I'm seeing nothing up there. And he doesn't have many Overlords on the map. He just has 2 right here at his natural expansion, 1 down here, which I don't know about. It's not a gigantic deal. But he has speed, and he takes down my probe, which is a little bit worrying. After seeing that, my Stalker should be heading back home. That should be the idea here. My Stalker should be heading home. He shouldn't be out about on the map because my opponent has speed, and I don't want to lose that Stalker because that's no fun. So I think he's about to come home, but he's still on the map, which he shouldn't be. So that's a little bit of a mistake on my part. Adding on 2 gateways, and here I feel like I should have a probe across the map still. Maybe put down a pylon to really keep that threat open of the gateway pressure, because gateway Warp Gate is about to finish. 3 gateways on the field. You know, it's nice to be able to apply aggression. So right now, I don't know about the existence of a 3rd base. I was very active about checking on it. So in my mind, he's on 2 bases. That's what I'm thinking right now. So I want to get some vision. So I have an observer going across the map trying to find out exactly what he's doing. This I can afford to do. A probe across the map, he's fine. He's not going to die. I also have Mothership Core here as well. Nothing can kill my Mothership Core at this moment. Right? Nothing can kill this Mothership Core, so no reason not to have it scouting across the map, looking for lings, looking for a bunch of banelings or something crazy like that to make sure I'm not going to die at anything scary. Also, continuing to check on the timing of the 3rd. That's going to be important for this Mothership Core. I'm going to see nothing here is at this 3rd base. Then I'm going to meander up to this location up here on the Mothership Core, check on the 3rd base. Okay, nothing's going to be there. And now I'm going to want to find out what he's doing. Is he getting a fast layer, fast upgrades, or what? This observer is going to spot everything I want to see. I'm going to see the 2 Evo chambers, going to see the layer in production, so I'm going to have a good idea of what's happening. Now back home, my strategy is fairly simple. This wall off is terrible. Don't do this. Gas is going down. Maybe a little bit late. Not a gigantic deal, but the idea here being Chrono Boost out the 2 Immortals as fast as I can, getting some sentries in the field to start accumulating that gas. To start accumulating the energy on those sentries, because that's really important. Don't get supply blocked. It's really important. Pylon's finishing. Good job, me. Immediately start Warp Prism speed. This is a really fun build. It's really fun to try. Again, staying safe because I have my Mothership Core, checking on stuff. And I have my 2 sentries and whatever. So right here, my idea is going to be attack with the Warp Prism and 2 Immortals. I know he's going Ling heavy. I know he's 2 Evolution Chambers. So Zealots can be really good in a situation like this. Because he's not going to have Roaches. So it's like if I just have 2 Immortals and I warp in a bunch of Zealots, that's going to be a great composition in his main base. So adding on some gateways here because I want to be able to warp in a lot of units. Going up to 6 gateways. And it's not that all in, right? I mean, like 6 gateways sounds like it's all in, but it's like I don't have to use them. I can have them later. So it's not a gigantic deal. It's something that if I want to use it, I will. Now, behind this Warp Prism play, this is what's really nice. My Robo is done, so I can go straight to Colossus. That's so nice to be able to do. And at the same time, I'm going to look to take my 3rd base, because I'm going to be applying aggression across the map with this Immortal. With these Immortals and a Warp Prism. And these Lings, ideally, are going to be trying to deal with this, right? So, I'm going to apply this aggression. Ideally, he pulls his Lings back, and that gives me room to take a 3rd. So not only is this letting me be aggressive with these 2 Immortals and this Warp Prism, but I can do damage, force him to make units, kill some drones, maybe kill a Spawnicle, I don't know, maybe kill a hatchery. And then I have the ability to take a 3rd because his Lings are back home, back here, trying to defend against this push. Keeping the Immortals alive is really important. Hatchery's still alive, but not a huge deal. Income. Okay, I'm a little bit ahead again. He's making units and not drones right now, which is really good for me, and I can continue trying to be annoying. He's taking his 3rd base. I'm really being annoying with these Immortals. Do I let these Zealots finish? I might. Keep the Immortals alive. Yeah, let the Zealots finish. That's fine, I guess. Kind of throwing away units, but again, my reasoning is I want to get my 3rd down. Why is it my 3rd down? This is really bad. Like, my 3rd should have been down a long time ago. Like, right when my Warp Prism is approaching his 3rd base, my 3rd needs to be going. My range is starting on my Colossi. And I'm also scouting right here, too. I'm trying to identify exactly what he's up to. Now, this is awkward. This is awkward because he's targeting down my Warp Prism, but I get my Zealots out, trying to take down his Queens. He's still targeting my Warp Prism, so now my Warp Prism's, like, dead. Nothing much I can do with him, so all my stuff is going to die, which is no fun. At this point, did it pay for itself? I don't know. Maybe? Yeah, probably not. Pretty bad. So, ideally, I don't get myself in a position where I have to lose my Warp Prism and 2 Immortals. That's the ideal situation. I stopped pro production a lot here, so that's really bad too. But imagine if I had my Mothership Core with that. I wonder how cool that would have been. Like, imagine if my Mothership Core was there, 200 energy. If my Mothership Core was there, and I get in a situation like that, not only can my Mothership Core do damage, but Time Warp is great, and I can recall at any moment. I can recall my 2 Immortals and my Warp Prism. Imagine how great that would be. So in the future, I think I'm going to start incorporating my Mothership Core more in those pushes. We'll see. Third Nexus going down again fairly late, because at this point it would be done if I'd put it when I said I wanted to. And I could have Photon Overcharge available, which is really instrumental. My Observer is seeing exactly what he's doing, trying to identify exactly what's going on. I still see not much. 2 Evo Chambers, I saw the lair. I'm looking out for the rally, looking out for Lings. He's mining gas, that's fine. He's going up to Hive. I think I identify that soon with this Observer, but we'll see. But right now, here's what I'm focusing on. Okay, Hallucinating Phoenix going out. I want to protect this third base. Going to add on some cannons. Double Forge going on behind this. Double Forge a little bit late. I think ideally I take this third, and then very soon after I take my Double Forge. As it stands, I think this Double Forge is pretty late. I need to continue Colossi production, but at this point I'm trying to identify exactly what's happening. So right now, I scouted my Hallucinating Phoenix. I see his Hive is underway. So now I know, okay, he's opening up with Lings. This is definitely going to be a rush to Ultras. That's what's going to happen here. And when your Zerg opponent rushes for Ultras, there's a gaping timing window when he doesn't have Ultras out yet where you can do damage, right? And with Mothership Core, recall is going to be very important. Now, what you have to worry about when you do something like this is counterattacks. He's going to have a lot of Lings, so he's going to go for the counterattacks. Your SimCity has to be really good. Make sure you're walled off here at the natural with the Zealot. Make sure your cannons are here. Make sure your Mothership Core maybe in a Mothership Core with you, but warp in some Zealots. Like, I should have 4 or 5 Zealots back home right now. 4 or 5 Zealots right now should be chilling back home. No reason to send them all. Colossus is going to get surrounded, or Stalker's going to get surrounded. But right now I know I have a timing where he doesn't have Ultras out yet. His Ultra Sten is in production. But I'm a little bit tentative because I'm scared about counterattacks. Just warping in some Zealots back home is fine and leaving them there. Warping in some Stalkers here, not a big deal. Coming forward, I got to continue pro production. Got to start 2-2 right away. That's going to be fairly important as well. Twilight Council, is it on the way? Yeah, Twilight Council's on the way, so that's good. But I feel relatively safe. I know he's rushing to Ultras. I know I have a timing here where I can be out on the map and having fun. But now he does a Sling counterattack. And this is really bad for me. I'm losing a lot of probes, and I'm having to pull back my army, or I'm having to recall, which I never want to do. You never want to recall. But this is actually pretty fancy because I did this on accident, but it worked out. My Colossus is able to do a bit of a flank, and now I can kind of turn this into a push where he can't really counter. But I needed to leave those Zealots back there to protect against the Lings. My Mothership Core needs to be up with my army, but I know I still have a timing here. He's 10 Ultras in production. And I know this. I absolutely know this, so immediately I'm starting an Immortal out of my Robo, and I high tempo Archives. When I know he's doing an Ultra transition, it's really important to get Immortals on the field and to get Archons. Archons are very helpful. Now here, I hallucinate a bunch of Archons because I know Force Fields aren't going to be that useful in a situation like this. Like, Lings aren't going to get close anyway, right? And Ultras, they're going to ignore Force Fields. So hallucinated Archons, I feel like are a really good decision. And I know his Ultras are about to pop at any moment. It's 13 Ultras in production. It's crazy. So right now, I gotta recall very soon. I'm getting my army accumulated. Now I recall. Recall out. And now he's got a scary army. But I'm making Immortals. I have 1 here. I need to get that on a low ground. 3 Archons in production. I have Photon Overcharge available. My SimCity is great. When I'm dealing with Ultras like this, I need to make sure my SimCity is perfect. Like, building a bunch of buildings right here to wall off is great. Building a bunch of units right here. Because you want to limit the surface area of the Ultras. That's so important in a situation like this. Limiting the Ultras, limiting the surface area, and making sure they don't do damage. So, I feel like I have a decent composition here. Lots of Archons. I think I have a couple of Immortals in here. I've got 2-2 on the way. Oh no! Axeltoss, why are you so bad? I don't have +2. I misclicked there. No +2 weapons on the way. I need to get my probe count back up. My probe count is tremendously bad. But right now, I'm getting the composition necessary to deal with his scary Ultras. And this is pretty interesting. I like doing this a lot. Just randomly making a bunch of Zealots and just sending them across the map to counter. Because eventually, they're going to make it to that base over there, and I want them to be doing a lot of damage when that happens. I think I have Charge on the way. Yeah, I have Charge on the way, so that can do more damage. Yeah, so just those Zealots aren't going to do much of my main army. My main army, deflecting against Ultras, is mainly going to be making sure my position is good, making sure I'm behind buildings, and Colossi and Archons and Immortals are doing the damage. Not like Zealots, I don't think are going to do that much. I'd rather have my Zealots counterattacking, going after this economy and doing multi-prong harassment. Now, there's no reason not to push out right here, especially because I have my Mothership Core, because I can just recall out, right? So right now, my idea is let's attack. I don't know how his Lings see the Zealots, by the way. I think they see the Zealots. Like, he knows about this. I don't know how. Oh, he's trying to do a counterattack too. And my Zealots actually do a good job there, chopping up those Lings. So my idea here is attack with the Zealots while at the same time attacking with this army. And if I need to, I can just recall out at any moment, continuing with Immortal production, continuing with Archon production. Just get a very meaty army, very expensive army, while securing this 4th base. And again, setting up this Sim City is really important. So I engage here, take two ultras out right away. Time mark goes down. I feel very confident. So I can't recall right now, so that's a bit of a risky move. And I think I pay for it soon. I think I might lose this entire army. I throw away the ability to recall. I take down this base. Will they come in? That's a scary army. But again, important here, getting that building shred out. Really limiting the surface area of ultras is so important. Complete walling off is fine. Some cannons here would be good too. I'm approaching max, so I can afford to build extra cannons, setting some tilts across the top side of the map, focusing on upgrades. Got my 2-2 about to finish. Should start 3-3 right away. A second robo would be good for me here. I don't know why I never built a second robo. That should be an absolute must. A second robo, absolutely important. Coming forward, engaging this first Mothership Core. I do have enough energy. I hallucinate a bunch of Archons. Why not? And do I recall out? Do I recall out? Do I recall out? I guess I don't need to. I'm doing a decent amount of damage. Not trading remarkably by any means. But at the same time, I'm countering with Zealots into the space in the middle right. Setting up very nicely. I lose a lot of units, but it was an okay trade. I killed all of his Ultras. He only has Infestors left. And I'm chopping up the space in the middle right. And now he's going to be down to 2 bases. So at this point, I've pretty much won the game. I thought I played this fairly well. 3 Warp Gates finishing up here. Just playing very safe, making sure I don't die to anything dumb. Adding on more Immortals, adding on more High Templars. Money's floating a little bit. But again, I take down his base. I know he's on 2 bases. So I'm in a really good position. Pretty nifty game. I've been playing a lot with this Warp Prism openings. I've been doing exclusively Warp Prism openings in all my matchups. And it's actually really fun. It's a lot of fun to play around with. Work on Blink. Blink is probably a little bit late. I never get Storm, because Storm is just one more thing to control. And now, as long as I defend this push, I'm going to be happy. Again, SimCity is very important. I'm going to have Photon Overcharge available. If I need to, Militia Core is very close. And here comes his big army, Infestors, Ultras, and Lings. By the way, start thinking of questions, guys, to put in the chat for my live viewing audience. And if you want to put in questions down below in the YouTube comments, you can do that as well, and I'll try to answer those questions as well. By typing out answers. But yeah, this is no big deal. I deal with this without too much trouble. And he can't really rebuild anything because he's only on 2 bases and then GG. So, that does it for that PvZ. That does it for that PvZ. So guys, if you would, please ask questions in the chat if you have any. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to check out my live stream when I do this so you can interact live. It's twitch.tv/Axeltoss. And if you're watching this on VOD and you want to see me versus other matchups, you can check on YouTube for that too. The VODs are all there. And give me some feedback if you like it, if you don't like it, or suggestions are great. So I'm looking at the chat now. Are there any questions? Any questions in the chat about the Protoss versus Zerg, or did everyone fall asleep? That's fine. I don't mind too much. But I really would like to answer any questions you guys have in the chat about that game, about PvZ. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. We're getting some good ones. _COS asks, how effective do you think swarm hosts would have been to harass your army as you were building it before your first push? Before my first push? I'm trying to remember that. Okay, yeah. You know, Newkirk is tricky. I never engaged swarm hosts, right? And I actually played a game against swarm hosts today. I might go over that replay later. But swarm hosts just never engage swarm hosts, and it's hard. It's such a hard question to answer because it's such a situational thing. Like, how many swarm hosts are there? But the general idea with swarm hosts is never engage them. It's never going to be fun. Always dip and dodge, go around. You have recall in your Mothership Core, so go attack or 4th and then recall out. Send a Warp Prism into the main. Do damage there. That's what I would do. Jamosi in the chat asks, as a Protoss player, do you find defending a 6 or 10 pool Speedlings hard to defend? I'm a Zerg and finding 10 pool Speedlings as the best strat as I lose endgame. I feel like Mothership Core Photon Overcharge can deal with that, and also getting my wall off. My wall up is a big priority for me. Like getting the 3 gateways, getting the pylon down, adding on a cannon. Or not a cannon, but getting 3 gateways down, getting a Zeld there, a sentry, making sure I'm safe against that. Or Mothership Core early, but yeah, that definitely sounds like it could be a tricky build, but Stalker, Mothership Core, very important. Identifying it is good, and then hopefully dealing with it. How many hallucinates from poor Lino? How many hallucinations do you think is needed to actually trick them about your comp? Excuse me, trick about your comp. When I used the hallucinates in this game, I wasn't necessarily trying to trick him. I was just trying to absorb damage from the ultras. Like what are the sentries gonna do? Force field against ultras? It's not gonna work. So essentially making those archons hallucinated are just force fields. That's just what they are. They're just force fields for my army. That's all it was. I wasn't trying to trick anything really. Some players do try to trick, but if you're in bronze through diamond and you're trying to trick your opponent with hallucinates, I think you're doing it wrong. I think there are other things you really need to be focusing on, like macro. Once you get to like masters, grandmasters, I think that's really when tricking your opponent can really comes into play. Would you ever build Void Rays against ultras? Yes, I actually Shaw8B in the chat asks, would you ever build Void Rays against ultras? Yes, absolutely. They're really good. I actually played a PvZ today. I remember where I incorporated Void Rays. I lost the game though. Generally, it depends if I open Stargate or not. Like here in open Stargate, I've been toying with including a Stargate a little bit later, like after the War Prism stuff. I don't know. We'll see how I do that in the future. But sure, Void Rays are very good against ultras. Okay. I think that's all I got. Guys, thanks for watching the Twitch chat. Thanks for watching live. And if you want to watch my live stream, twitch.tv/Axeltoss. I'm currently rank 1 diamond, marching my way to masters. Just recently started playing Protoss again, was placed in platinum, so been winning a lot of games until then. But guys, thanks for watching on YouTube, and if you're watching the live stream, thanks as well. I'm closing down the stream though. Again, leave your comments down below in the YouTube comments, and tune into my next live stream, twitch.tv/Axeltoss. Follow me on Twitter @Axeltoss. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.